Upwork freelancers are in full panic mode right now because videos with tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views are telling you the same thing. It's over. AI killed freelancing. Why would anybody pay a human to do something that ChatGPT can do for free? Listen, I've been on Upwork for years and I've watched this exact movie, Freelancing is Dead, play out 4 times before. The fees, the paid proposals, the agencies, the pandemic that supposedly flooded the entire platform. Every single time they said the sky was falling, every single time it wasn't. And this AI panic, this is just the loudest one yet. And here's what nobody selling the doom will tell you. AI didn't kill freelancing. It killed the bottom rung of it. The data entry, the cheap, generic, copy and paste work. And it's quietly making freelancers, like myself, richer than they've ever been. The data isn't even close. So, before you close your Upwork account, give me 10 minutes and I will show you what changed, why people crying the loudest were already barely hanging on anyway, and the one shift that turns this apocalypse into the least competitive Upwork's been in years. Because here's the pattern. Once you've been around long enough, you can see it. Every couple of years, freelancing, they say, dies. 2016, for example, Upwork hiked their fees up to 20% on your first $500. They're greedy. Upwork is becoming untenable. It's finished. 2019, exactly the same thing. They start charging you just to send a proposal. Pay to apply. Upwork's dead. Everybody's screaming it out. Same year, agencies flooded the platform. A solo freelancer can't compete with agencies now. It was echoed everywhere. And 2020, lockdown hits, and half the world signed up for Upwork. Then it was too saturated. There was too many people per job, and it's a race to the bottom. It's over. And now, 2026, AI, the biggest one yet. So, well, what happens? Every single time, the same people make the same scared videos. And every single time, the freelancers who just ignored them and just got better came out the other side with less competition than before. Because, and it's natural, when everybody else quits, the ones who stay, they get the whole market. The pie's left for them. There are only 3 real things that you actually need to understand about what AI did to this platform. If you get these and stop panicking, you will start moving forward. And guys, this isn't theory. $500,000 plus I've earned on my Upwork profile. I also run a Google Premier Partner agency. That's done $6 million in the last 5 years. I've managed over $150 million in ad spend. And I still personally go to Upwork to win work every single month. Not videos about Upwork or about how Upwork is dead. Actual client work. So what are these 3 things? Thing 1, something did shrink, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend otherwise. I'm not. But it's not what the Doom videos are trying to sell you. The bottom fell out of Upwork, that is true. The cheap, commodity, anybody can do it work, that's what AI came for first. Generic content writing on Upwork dropped around 32% year on year. Entry-level project share fell from about 15% of the platform to under 9%. The $5 blog post, the bulk data entry, and the rewrite this in better English gigs, all of that are gone. Clients don't need a human for those anymore. They've got ChatGPT. But here's the uncomfortable truth that the fear channels skip right past, okay? If that was your entire business racing to the bottom on price, doing work a machine can now do in about 4 seconds, then yes, it hurt you. But that was never a safe place to stand. You were already in a storm. AI didn't create that problem. It just arrived and then exposed it. Think about what actually happened to the platform. Not you specifically for a second, because Upwork just got the floor swept. The lowest value, lowest effort work, that got cleared out. And when the floor rises, everybody who was only just clinging onto it falls off. And then they call it an apocalypse. But it's not. It's the bar going up, which leads straight into thing number 2. And this is the part that nobody's making videos about because it doesn't scare anyone into buying a course. So while the bottom was shrinking, what was happening at the top? Well, it was exploding. AI-related work on Upwork is now worth somewhere around $350 million a year. And it's growing north of 40% year on year. AI integration and automation. Building the stuff, wiring it into businesses. It's the fastest growing category on the whole platform. And here's the number that should stop you dead in your tracks. Freelancers with AI skills are now earning around 44% more per hour than freelancers without them. Their rates went up roughly 60% in a single year. 60% in a year on the platform that everybody is telling you is dead. And what does that mean for us? Well, the money didn't leave Upwork. It moved. It moved from the person who writes a generic article to the person who builds a system that can produce 1,000 of them and plugs it into a client's business. Think about that difference. Same platform, the demand didn't die at all. It leveled up. And the freelancers like myself who leveled up with it are having the best year of their careers. And you don't have to change skill set to do this. The doom sellers can't tell you this because adapt your skills and earn more doesn't sell fear. And fear is their entire business model. But first, thing number 3, the one that's actually true that they're half right about. So, Upwork did get tighter. And I'm not going to sell you a fantasy either because then I'd be just as bad as the others. Upwork's fees have bounced around consistently for around a decade. Flat 10%, then 20% on your first 500 back in 2016. As I mentioned, I'll show you the Forbes post on screen now that helps with the scaremongering. Back to a flat 10% in 2023, and since May 2025, it's up to 15% per contract. Plus, you still pay for connects just to send proposals or boost your profile. So right now, yeah, it costs more to play than it ever has done before. And I know some of you are already typing this in the comments. Mike, the fees went up, the connects cost money. How is that not the platform squeezing us? You're right, it is tighter. But the thing is this, here's how a business owner thinks about that versus how a panicking freelancer watching other YouTube videos telling you it's over thinks about it. A cost isn't a reason to quit, it's simply a line item. Even at 15% plus connects, Upwork is still the single most profitable way for me to win a real client and you that exists. Until you've built your own personal brand where inbound leads come to you, it's the cheapest way. It's a client acquisition channel, and it is a cheap one in comparison to running ads or sending cold outreach all day, which is going to be dead in the next 2 years. You don't walk away from the best channel that you've got because the margin tightened a few points. You price it in, you raise your rate to cover it, and you move on. So that's 3 things. The bottom, that shrank. The top, that exploded. And the cost of playing went up. Only one of those 3 is even remotely bad news, and it's the one you fix by charging more. So, why is everybody convinced that the sky's falling? That's the part I actually need to warn you about. Just a quick one. Has AI actually cost you money on Upwork this year? Yes or no? What do you think? If yes, be honest with yourself about what kind of work it was, because I'll bet that the pattern in these comments is exactly what the data says. The people who lost work were doing the work a machine can now do easily. And the people who adapted are busier than ever. Prove me wrong, or prove me right. Either way, drop it below. Now the part that I actually care about, because there is a difference between a change and a con. The change is real. We just went through it, and we're still going through it. The con is the wave of videos built to make you feel like the platform is actively dying and there's nothing that you can do except buy their program to survive. And look closely at who's making them. A huge chunk of these Upwork is Dead channels have never actually built anything on Upwork. They don't win client work. They make videos about winning client work for an audience of people who can't win a client, so they don't have any work, and then they sell the fix to get in the work, whatever. When your whole business depends on freelancers being scared and confused, what do you think that they make content about? You need them scared. That's the product. So they take the one true thing, the bottom shrank, rip it out of context, ignore the part where the top grew 40%, and package it as humans are obsolete. Quit now. And the people who believe them, they do quit. That's the tragedy. When they talk to somebody with real potential into walking away from the exact platform where AI skilled / AI integrated skills freelancers just got a 60% raise. And look, I'll be honest, I sell things too. I don't sell anything for Upwork, but I sell things. I sell them on results that you can actually go and check. My agency, my Upwork profile, my numbers, out in the open. Not on convincing you the world is ending, so you panic by a rescue. There's nothing for sale in this video. In fact, there's a free document below that you need to download to help you. And here's the proof that it's a cycle, not a collapse. 2016, the fees, a wave of it's over videos. Forbes itself, you can see, a wave of people who quit following that. They missed 7 years of earnings. And then in 2023, the fee they rage quit over. That got cut back down, actually. And 2019, paid connects, beginners are finished. Beginners kept getting hired anyway. 2019, agencies implemented also. Solo freelancers are done. You can't compete with an agency on Upwork. They can spend all this money on connects. I've earned $500,000 essentially as a solo freelancer. Different year, same fear. Same buy my course to survive. And every single time, the people who ignored the noise and just got better, they won. So please listen to me. And when I say please listen to me, here's what you actually do about it. It isn't fear, it's hauling ass. Make moves. 1, go and look at your own work, honestly. If most of what you sell is the commodity stuff a chatbot or an agent now eats, generic writing, basic admin, simple translation, that's your warning. And it's a gift because you've been told relatively early. Move up the value chain before the market forces you to do it or forces you out of it. Number 2, stop competing with AI and start wielding it like a sword. The winners right now aren't the humans doing what AI does. That's stupendous to think. They're the humans who use AI to do it 10 times faster and better and then sell the outcome. Become the person who builds the automation, the integrated tools for the business. You run the system. The work that grew 40%, not the work that shrank 30. 3, raise the bar on everything that the machine cannot fake. Your positioning, your proof, your judgment, the trust the client feels reading your proposal, your video testimonials. When the floor rises, good enough dies. And the obviously right person, as per my old video, I'll put it at the end, wins. That's not bad news for you. That's the whole opening, the whole game. Leveling yourself up and having the proof and receipts. 4, price the fees in and stop being scared and flinching. 15% and connects are the cost of the best client channel that you have. So use it and charge to cover it and then forget about it. It's not even a thing. You see, that's the thing that nobody selling panic will ever tell you. You give me an example of where is a good time to panic in any situation in life. It doesn't exist. You need to think clearly. Every one of those scares does you a favour though, and that's the thing. It's unfortunate for the people who quit, but it thins the field. It clears out the people who were only ever going to do the bare minimum or didn't want to level up, and it leaves more room for us and anybody who is willing to actually get good. So, AI didn't kill Upwork, it killed lazy freelancing. And if you're still watching this far in, that's not you, evidently. So the only question left is what you do with a market that just got less crowded. So if you've enjoyed this, go and check this video out. It's the last one before I created this video, and it is gold about how to make yourself the obvious choice. Subscribe if you want the freelancing reality without the guru fear mongering. No panic, no skies falling, just what works, what it costs, and what doesn't every week. The field just got less crowded. Go and take advantage of it.